The Vietnam War, presented by Miguel Londoño, Tomás Posada, and Alejandro Salazar. The Vietnam War was a proxy war in which North Vietnam, which had a communist government, and South Vietnam, with the United States of America as an ally, participated. Vietnam was a French colony and its emperor was Bao Dai, but Japanese forces invaded the north part of the country with its communist leader Ho Chi Minh. In 1954, Vietnam divided into North and South because of the Geneva Treaty. The northern part called themselves the Democratic Republic of Vietnam, and the South the Republic of Vietnam. Later that year, war started between both sides. South Vietnam was supported by France and by the USA only financially. The United States helped South Vietnam because they were afraid that communism would spread across Asia and also to win France's confidence. In 1955, Ngo Dinh Diem pushed Emperor Bao out of the power, taking control over South Vietnam. And later, between 1957 and 1959, North Vietnam and South Vietnam started attacking themselves simultaneously.
In 1960, the National Liberation Front was created with the mission to unify North and South Vietnam. Although the NLF was supported by communist and non-communist people, United States and Diem didn't agree. A couple years later, Diem was killed in a military coup, some weeks before the assassination of John F. Kennedy, and it is said that probably the United States helped undoing the coup against Diem. Later, in 1964, American boats were attacked at the Gulf of Tonkin by the National Liberation Front. After these events, the US engaged in the war and sent thousands of soldiers and planes under the command of Lyndon V. Johnson to bomb North Vietnam. Despite all those goods that the United States was sending, they did not advance much. This because they didn't know the territory very well, and also because North Vietnam was helped by the Chinese and the USSR, mainly in weaponry.
Despite all the help, the North forces under General Vo Nguyen decided to launch the Tet Offensive that was coordinated series of attacks to South Vietnam. In consequence, Lyndon sent more American soldiers. In 1969, Richard Nixon, who was the president of the US, decided to implement the Vietnamization. It consisted in sending more troops, artillery, and more aerial bombardment. 2 years later, Pentagon documents were leaked. Those files showed records that demonstrated that the US was sending thousands of Americans and almost none of them were coming back. That same year, protest against the war appeared, and the hippie movement was created as a protest for free speech. In 1973, US and North Vietnam signed a peace agreement. However, North and South Vietnam continued fighting until North Vietnam captured the capital of South Vietnam and renamed it. This is the list of the United States presidents that contributed during the war. Dwight D. Eisenhower, that supported the war by sending supplies, John F. Kennedy, that sent aircrafts and support, Lyndon B. Johnson, that was the first president who sent troops, and Richard Nixon, that faced all the hippies movement.